On the opposite end of the spectrum, while Battlefield is claiming they're going to have 100 million players just being completely delusional, whatever them niggas is smoking at EA, I need some of that shit. While they over there smoking some of the fattest crack rocks from the 80s before they was cutting the shit, them doobies, them 8-balls. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Battlefield's competitor Call of Duty is having a bad time. Call of Duty World War II, Xbox PC version is taken offline due to security issues. For those unaware, if you're wondering why it disappeared off your hard drive, Activision has pulled Call of Duty World. I don't know who the fuck is still playing this game, but Activision has pulled Call of Duty World War II on the Xbox and PC offline just days after it added to the Game Pass amid reports of hacking via remote code execution. This isn't about PC players cheating in-game via wall hacks and aimbots. Rather, this is about unsuspecting Game Pass players losing control of their PC through a security exploit. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Microsoft just laid off 10,000 people after raking in, what is it, like 10% extra profits in the last year. Those same people they could have used to improve their security, they let them go, and now people are getting hacked off the Game Pass. Give it up to Xbox, man. Way to go. Way to fucking go, guys. Way to go. According to Cloudflare, a remote code execution attack is where an attacker runs malicious code on an organization's computers or network. The ability to execute attacker control code can be used for various purposes, including deploying additional malware or stealing sensitive data. Sounds like you guys could use some extra help in the engineer siding of Microsoft here. Activision failed to provide any further details in a brief statement. Of course, they're not going to say too much. Below, instead, simply confirming that Sledgehammer's 2017 shooter was brought offline on PC while it investigates reports of an issue. However, players in the comments of the message published on July 5th are reporting that their computers were accessed due to a security and vulnerability that lets hackers take control of remote PCs, suggesting these reports and Activision's actions are linked. Meaning if they get in control of your PC, they can get your bank info, your logins for all your game accounts, your social media. They can see what you're going to. This is a pretty scary vulnerability. Kudos to them for taking it offline, but I'd argue if you weren't firing so many people, you might have had your security straight. Maybe you could have took those 9,000 people you fired and maybe reshuffled them and put them in a new division, a security division where you guys, stop this. I don't know, just suggest, especially because you guys are raking in profits. I don't know. That was 2 days ago, and now there's been no update since. IGN has asked Activision for a comment. The issue hit headlines after Twitter user Right75753 published a viral clip below appearing to show their game of Call of Duty World War II suffering from a hack during a live stream. The post has so far been viewed 2.5 million. They posting it, bro. They posting this shit. Hold up. Ain't no sound on this shit. They really got this nigga shit. Hold up. Mark E. Meyer just hacked your ass. Please contact. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all can read that. This nigga got hacked while he was streaming the game. And then the hacker posted a message and taunted this nigga, bruh. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. Oh my God. Shame on Microsoft. The reports emerged in the wake of Microsoft sweeping layoffs, which hit its gaming business hard last week. It's been a rough week for Microsoft, boy. That's fucking scary. That's the type of shit that make me want to turn my computer off. Oh, you know that meme of the old man? Oh, hell no, hell. You just fucking turn, oh, hell no. You pull the plug out that bitch. Hell no, bro. I'm restarting this bitch. This is fucking crazy, dude. Call of Duty developers are among the many Microsoft-owned studios to suffer job cuts, although Microsoft has so far failed to detail exactly how many employees were affected. My thing is, like, what makes this funny is it's Call of Duty. Why was Call of Duty the only game on the Game Pass that was able to get hacked? That's crazy. Yo, shout out to Jeff E with the super chat. He said, man, game development is a volatile industry to work in. I'm going to just stay in this forklift, dog. It is, man. And the unfortunate thing about it being so volatile is they don't make a lot of money. Last I checked, the average game developer makes about $70,000. And depending on where you live, that could be good or bad money. If you're in the Midwest and the South, you might be okay. But if you're in a northern state, like if you're in the Northeast or the East Coast or the West Coast, you're scraping by. You probably got a roommate. And then you're working all the time, 24/7. I've been to some of these game studios. They got showers, gyms in them bitches. They have whole cafeterias. Like, they never leave, especially during like the last 3 to 6 months of development. These people don't get to see, if you got a family, you don't get to really see your family. You said, seriously? I'm being dead ass, bro. I'm being dead ass. I've been to Epic Studios in North Carolina. I've been to 2 different EA studios in Canada. We've been to one in Sweden. Yeah, these places have like weight rooms. I remember EA in was it Vancouver? I think it was EA something. I don't know. They had a whole basketball court. They had a whole soccer field. They have gyms. They have shout. Like these people don't leave, bro. They are slaving away. Look, see, Etho said, yep, it's true. It's real campus shit. They are working. They work very hard. And like for that, yeah, it was EA Vancouver. So they don't get to leave and they don't get to see their families really until the game comes out. And for what? They're getting laid off after the game is successful. That's what I say, like, don't be a corporate cocksucker. It's not good for nobody. A little army post, real shit. It's rough. That's why a lot of their mental health be bad. Just be on the fucking computer coding and shit, man. So know that if you want to get into game development, know that. If you want to work for a AAA development company, and then you got to hit deadlines too. I used to pass by Insomniac Games in Durham. I didn't know they was in North Carolina. Okay. I wonder how it'd be in Japan. It must be even crazier over there. They have a crazy work culture in Japan. The good thing about Japan, though, in comparison to the West, is in Japan, at least they pay their developers. And they're less inclined to, not only do they pay them, but they give them raises if they do well. The culture there is different. I said, like, last I checked, Nintendo's CEO only gets paid like $2 to $3 million. Versus like Andrew Wilson, which is a fucking dickhead for EA, he gets paid $30 million a year. In my opinion, Nintendo's putting out I don't like everything Nintendo's doing, but in my opinion, Nintendo's putting out a better product than EA. So like at least at bare minimum, they're paying them so their families are good. But these people, they get slaved to death and they barely getting paid. This shit is trash. So to bring everything full circle, it goes back to what I was talking about earlier in this stream when we first talked about all the layoffs at Microsoft. Everybody want to talk about the lack of variety in games that you niggas don't buy. We have the numbers, don't lie. You want to talk about this and you want to talk about that. The main problem, the biggest issue in games right now is the same issue that affects most things that are going on. I can't speak for other countries, but here in the United States, the problem is, let's say it together, chat, capitalism. Motherfuckers are greedy. The CEO of Bungie has 25 cars. While his company goes under, while he lies to Sony, lied about the books. Yeah, we making 50, 60, 70, 80 million. Which, you know, kudos to him because he finessed Sony because Sony's dumbass didn't check. They didn't do an audit. You should have audited the nigga. Now you got finessed. I don't feel bad for no corporation. He lied. He fucking lied. You said a car. I'm being dead ass serious. That article came out. He had 25 cars. It was like 20 cars and like 5 motorcycles or something like that. I think that nigga had a boat from SpongeBob or some shit too. A drivable boat. That is their fucking problem. The greed. Pay people. We're going to keep driving this home, guys. We're going to keep driving this home till we get it. We're going to get this lesson. We're going to have to learn the concept of supply and demand. Other news. But this is this shit is fucking, it's sad, but it's also funny. The fuck that he was taunting him and shit. Sony will get that money back trust. Well, I don't know, man. Sony's had a rough couple years. You got to keep in mind. You got to keep in mind, dog. Not only did Bungie finesse Sony, but then Concord flopped, which was Sony's fault because they didn't advertise that game correctly. So they've had some big L's in the past couple years. And they're still super focused on live service games. I don't know why. TBS, I tried Elden Ring because of you, and I have not had a game I've obsessed over in a long time. Hey, shout out to you for keeping an open mind. That's what it's all about, man. Better late than never. That's what it's all about. Find what you like and enjoy the game, bro. You probably about to do 2-3 builds now. Keep an open mind. Sony ponies don't buy their games. They don't buy nothing. Speaking of capitalism in the government, this is not gaming related, but I say this article just so people know, because I know there's a lot of Gen Z in the chat, and 70% of the TikTok's users are Gen Z and Gen Alpha. US TikTok users may soon have to switch to a new version of the app. ByteDance is said to be building a new US-only version of the TikTok app that will release on September 5th, according to the information. The company is moving ahead with this plan to comply with the legislation requiring it to sell its TikTok business in the US or face a nationwide ban. The report suggests that folks in the US will have to switch to the new app called M2 in order to keep using TikTok. It said that ByteDance will remove the existing TikTok app from the US app stores when the new one debuts. It believes that the current version of the app will stop working in the US next March, though the timeline may shift. For all the corporate, for those who don't understand all the corporate jargon here, let me translate it for you here, guys. ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, did not want to sell the algorithm of TikTok, their powerful algorithm, their prized possession. They did not want to sell it and hand it over to the US government. So what they're going to do is they're going to create a new version with a new algorithm that's controlled by the government. So I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction here, guys. This will not be the same thing as TikTok. Also, it will be a backdoor surveillance app. Don't be surprised when this app comes out, because one of the reasons why they don't like TikTok is we get to see a lot of things that go on outside of this country. Don't be surprised when this app comes out, you only see patriotic shit. Patriotic. So I've been wrestling with, I was like, when this comes out, am I going to download this shit? I don't know. I might just go to IG Reels or fucking TikTok, or not TikTok, YouTube Shorts or whatever. Yeah, and TikTok is already censoring content. I predict this shit is going to get worse. So keep an eye on this. This will be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised when this app comes out too. There'll be a message that pops up. Hey, thanks to you're a great King Trump. You now have M2. Why did I call it T2, by the way? So yeah, just be aware of it. Just be aware of it. I was never suicidal, by the way. They're going to recruit us into the military through the M2 dance challenges. Yeah, they're going to ask you to do the Marine shuffle and shit. And more positive news, Insomniac Devs reveals studio has more brewing than Wolverine. While we already know that Insomniac Games is working on Marvel's Wolverine for the PS5, it appears the studio has unannounced projects they're also working on. Nothing has been formally announced regarding this, but an Insomniac Games developer has confirmed that the studio is working on multiple projects. The news that Insomniac Games was working on multiple games outside of Marvel's Wolverine was shared by a developer on LinkedIn. The dev, whose name will leave out to protect their identity, it's already on LinkedIn, as a senior character and concept artist who mentions their projects as Wolverine and two unannounced games. This developer also worked on Marvel's Spider-Man 2 as a character and concept artist. While Insomniac Games hasn't announced any projects outside of Marvel's Wolverine, the infamous Insomniac Games data breach occurred in 2023 should give us an indication of those unannounced projects. It's probably Venom. I don't know. They're gonna make it look like it was an accident. We heard nothing about Wolverine in years. I feel like what's gonna happen is it's gonna be like Ghost of Yote. We didn't really hear anything about Ghost of Yote after they announced it, and now we're getting a state of play 2 days from now. So I predict it will come out next year, and we'll just get a random state of play either at the top of the year or towards the end of the year, because they probably would want to release this game around Christmas time. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a summer state of the play for Wolverine, just dedicated at like 30 minutes, and they're going to finally show the game off. Until then, they're going to be super quiet, just like they did with Ghost of Yote. But the other two games, we know they're working on a Venom game, and then it leaked they're working on like X-Men or some shit like that. I don't know. What's going on with Blade? Bethesda hasn't said anything. The only thing they have said is Arcane said they hate the Game Pass, so that's interesting. Leak showed X-Men game with Ratchet and Clank and Venom. X-Men is cool. I don't know if we need a Venom game, especially after the Venom section in Spider-Man 2. I think the moment where you got control of Venom was really cool. Like, oh shit, I'm about to play Venom. And then when you actually played him, I didn't really find that section to be that fun. It was underwhelming. So if they come out with a Venom game, it's got to be really innovative. It's got to be really different from the way that Spider-Man plays. Because if it plays like that section in Spider-Man 2, to me, that game's going to be I want a Flash video game. I think trying to figure out how to scale Flash's abilities, that's all the DC is rough. That's why they keep making Batman games. I don't need a Venom game. I want the Carnage DLC. Yeah, where the Carnage DLC, bruh? Gotta play more like a Hulk video game with good. Yeah, if it played more like a Hulk video game where he's just jumping around destroying, yeah, I would be with that. EA is making an Iron Man game. It's supposed to come out like in the next 2 years. They are working on the Iron Man game. But yeah, I wouldn't even to play like that. I don't want it to play like, because between Peter and Miles Morales, like we've had enough of that. It's got to play completely different. And I feel like it played too samey, that section in Spider-Man 2. So I mean, I'll keep an open mind. We'll wait for the trailer, but I wasn't a big fan of that. It was a little underwhelming is what I'll say. Kind of like the Prototype games. Yeah, Prototype played like Hulk Ultimate Destruction. It did kind of like that. His full name and occupations on LinkedIn, and they hide it. That's what I was saying. Like you just referenced it. If I really wanted to, I could go on LinkedIn and find that. Like why even say that? Anyways, Former Sony devs next game looks like a Call of Duty, but with a huge open world. Former Sony Online Entertainment chief John Schmeldy and his new team at Distinct Possibility Studios unveiled their first game, Reaper Actual. And while some aspects of the first-person shooter may seem very familiar to Call of Duty fans, it's set in a very large-scale, persistent open-world map that's bigger than anything in Call of Duty. Up to 200 players can join a single server, and some of the epic battles teased. So it sounds like, what's that game on PS3 that had up to 100 people per server? What was that shit called? I could have sworn somebody referenced it like last week too. What am I talking about? Mag, yes. Let's check it out. They got a gameplay trailer. New game. For the people who said there ain't no games to play, new game alert. Last week, I showed like 10 new IPs that are coming. We're showing a new IP now. For all the niggas that swear there's nothing to play. PlayStation niggas that don't buy nothing. Another new IP. Now, is it good? I don't know. Let's see.
I'm Tremel Ray Isaac.
I like it already, black man.
Officer here at Distinct Possibility Studios, and this is my good friend.
Hey, I'm Matt Higbee. I'm the Chief Creative Officer here at Distinct Possibility Studios. And we're here today to talk to you guys about our new game, Reaper Actual.
So, what is Reaper Actual?
So Reaper Actual is an open world persistent shooter. Unlike a lot of other shooter games where you sort of have a session-based game where you log into the game, you play for a little while.
So never mind, we support black devs, right.
From the same start to finish line. For the persistent world game, we have a real world simulation. Factions that are running around, they're doing activities on it. Players are diving in and out of this world that continues when they're not on anymore. And so it kind of creates a...
He said it's an automatic at least a 7 because a black person on the dev team.
Completely different sort of sense of place and experience of kind of journeying the game and competing with other people for the riches and the glory.
What does that mean, like persistent shooter? Like PlanetSide 2? Is that what they mean?
So you as a player not only have this persistent world that you're playing in, but connected to that world is your player base. So again,
I ain't gonna hold you. This frame rate is struggling.
It's not something where the session ends and I go back to where I collect my items. No, I go back to my base. My base exists as a location in the game world. I can go into and out of my base back, and I can,
Buzzworld Central.
Outfit my guys, sort of make some choices around my items, and then go straight back into the action without having to wait for a new session or matchmake for new players. And the game world continues. Well, I'm not there, so the battles that I was...
So it's PlanetSide 2. Yeah, that sounds like PlanetSide 2. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I loved PlanetSide 2. I just gotta see what it's doing different.
Fighting in can continue to be fought, and I can return right back to that, kind of where I was in the world.
What up, Milk? Nah, it's not a fancy way of saying extraction shooter. The way PlanetSide 2 played is, it's basically like Battlefield on a grand scale. So that there was like a bunch of areas on the map that you had to capture, and if you captured them, you had to fight for them. Your team would win. There would be like 3 different factions. The problem is because it was a persistent world, when you got off the game, there were other people still playing. So I played PlanetSide 2 hardcore for like 2 years. I never won a game. That's why I stopped playing the shit. That was my issue with it. So I'd be curious if they can find a way to solve that issue, because I want to be able to win a game. Yeah, 24/7 ground war. Like if there's like 4 factions in the game, right? And you cap a zone, you should be able to cap that zone and hold it for at least like 8 to 12 hours or something like that. So then we can focus on getting another one. You should be able to, if they do that, it could be fun. It could be fun.
I know that I love Morova because it gives us so many opportunities for storytelling, but I think from an artistic...
This is going to require a lot of coordination with friends.
Development too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, PlanetSide 2 would have 1,000 people playing at once. That shit was fire. Robots everywhere, planes, that shit was fire. When you run a fight, it was fun.
The island itself is made up of many different biomes and many different locations. So we got like port cities, and you got like a major city as well, airport and villages, farms in between, rolling highlands.
Sliding like Call of Duty.
It gives our team the ability to kind of flex their muscles in many different ways. So I think the players will be able to enjoy that rich environment.
This game's gonna need a really good anti-cheat system too.
All right, so Matt, tell me what a Reaper is.
So Reapers are collectible operatives that you play in the game. They have access to their own arsenal, they have access to their own tools.
This is real, it looks too good to be real.
When they go into the game world.
It's definitely early, very early
mercenaries
footage.
that are doing missions activities for the Cerberus network within the game world to help the factions or hurt the factions, sort of depending on how you want to align yourself.
So we're using a different scan technique that allows us to get details down to the thread on the characters, so that we can up-res at any point in time. When we're talking about 2030 or something and the game is still rolling, we can hit 8K textures if we wanted to.
Confirmed not coming to PS4. I already like it. 8K textures confirmed.
So just that process alone was one of the things that I thought was would allow us to make the characters stand out from all the rest of the competition out there.
So we've been on this 2-year journey here, working on this project, working on this studio.
Yeah, for 2 years, we've got over 100 and so developers, and Distinct Possibility Studios is filled with veterans that are, know their stuff, and we've got co-dev partner down in Brazil in Big Moxie Studio.
Also, I think what will make or break this game too is the objectives. We understand it's a persistent world, but what type of objectives will we be doing to keep people interested?
What are players gonna love about this game?
I mean, I think one of the things people are really going to appreciate about this game is how the persistent open world nature of the game gives us so much more depth for content and storytelling over time. I think we're going to be able to create an
Protect the computer? Nah, I'm out if it's protect the computer.
We've never actually been able to have in an online game before.
Reaper Actual, coming soon.
Reaper at. Why not call it like Reaper Squad or some shit? I keep an open mind. The frame rate was dropping, but I'm pretty sure that's early footage, so I'm gonna give him a pass on that. I say I keep an open mind. Yeah, the title of the game is terrible. They should have called it Reaper Squad or Reaper Crew, something like that. I keep an open mind on it. I gotta see more, but it's a new title coming. The name just sound corny to me. It's not like a mobile game. It does sound like a mobile game. That's what I would tell them. Change the title, guys. Reaper Squad. Reaper Boys. I don't know. Reaper actually. Actually, Reaper. We good off that. We'll keep an open mind on it. Please skip the My Hero section. Nope. Speaking of a group of gamers I can't stand, since Sparking Zero is dead, we have the next game that's going to die within 3 months. Because it's once again another arena fighter, I believe, that you niggas are gonna hype up. During the Bandai Namco event, they revealed that a new game is coming called My Hero All Justice announced for the PS5, the Xbox Series, and the PC. Publisher Bandai Namco and developer Viking have announced fighting game, action game, My Hero Academia, All Justice for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. They said, "I'm truly happy to finally be able to reveal this game to you all today," the producer said in a video message. This title is the largest console game based on My Hero Academia, a fighting action game centered around the final battle, the climax of the original story. In this title, we strive to deliver a fresh experience to both longtime fans of the My Hero Academia games, avid anime viewers alike, focusing on recreating the final battle with gameplay elements that let players immerse themselves further into the conflict and climax of the story. Currently, we're developing the game alongside the production of the anime's final season. Players will finally be able to experience a game-exclusive take on the final battle different from the anime. Please experience the intense final battle with you guys. I don't know if you guys know it's the final battle with beautiful graphics. We hope will do justice to the amazing art. You're gonna really feel like the family abuser that is what's the flame nigga's name? Endeavor. You're gonna really feel like the abuser Endeavor in this version of the game. Do they have gameplay for this shit? They don't got no gameplay, just pictures? Oh, okay, bet.
This inner flame will pass to the next generation.
The final battle, guys.
And that generation.
Yeah, spicy, flaming Joe Jackson Endeavor.
This fire will continue to burn into the future. Come on now. Everyone's waiting for you. Let's make sure they know we are here!
Take this!
50%!
Come on, guys!
Todoroki! Because of you, I'm the person I've always wanted to be! I'm not losing sight of you! We haven't been able to talk about love and romance yet!
From now on, this is our story. He's badly injured.
I've gotta defeat him. Right, Izuku?
I also can't pretend I didn't see you crying in there! Shut up, you insignificant pest! I'm going to stop you! Second gear! Third gear! Top gear! Overdrive! Detroit!
For my class! Surprise! It's an arena 3D brawler that I predict the dumbass anime gaming community are gonna say is different from Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, that's different from the 11 Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storms, that's different from the One Punch game, that's different from every other fucking anime fighter. They're gonna say it's different. They're gonna buy it. It's gonna be a fucking 5 or a 6 out of 10. They're gonna mash one button to do a crazy combo, and then a week later, they're gonna say, guys, this isn't it. And I'm gonna say, you niggas should have known that because they've done this 25 other times. You said I was a hater. You said I wasn't intellectually enough to handle Sparking Zero, and I'm here to let you niggas know you're not intellectually enough to know that you are getting duped again. You're getting pimped out, and I'm here to laugh at you guys. You niggas might be worse than the fucking sports community, because at least with the sports gaming community, the Madden and the 2K niggas, they know they're getting pimped out. Them niggas know they're hoes, and guess what? They love it. That's why they hit the fucking block every year. You niggas put your pumps on for these anime 3D arena fighters. You put your lipstick on. You don't even know you're sucking corporate dick. Nigga, shut up. 6 out of 10. I'm calling it. We got another 6 out of 10 coming, guys. Fucking goofy ass game. And watch, when this shit comes out, it's gonna be a 6 or 7 at best, and you niggas are gonna play it for a week. You're gonna complain it's the same shit as the other same. I'm gonna say it happened, bro. And you know why? Because you don't demand better from Bandai Namco. You keep buying the games. If you guys want something different, stop buying it. What's the reoccurring theme we've had on this stream, guys? The biggest problem with gaming is what? Say it with me. Capitalism. They see there is a demand, they're going to supply it. If you stop buying it, they'll stop supplying it. But you can't stop smoking that crack. Give me another one, another one, another one. You people are fucking fiends. And you're the family member who's stealing my stereo. You stealing money out my wallet. And I love you because you my fellow gamer. But you got to take them Hawaiian Tang lips, that Hawaiian t-shirt, and that musty underarm and get the fuck out my house because you people don't listen, bro. And now I'm on your ass. So remember when this shit comes out next year, it will be a 6 out of 10. You'll say, no, we've got enough data on you niggas. We got enough. I will not be buying this shit. This is the same game as fucking the Bleach game that just came out 3 months ago. Fuck all these arena fighters. They fucking suck, dude. Y'all are not tired of tapping B to do a 100-hit combo with no depth. All right, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. You seen RDC's reaction to it. They finally seen the scam of these anime games. And you know, I'm going to say kudos to them. Good, because they're a much bigger platform than me. And like I said, in order for change to come into the gaming industry, it's going to take people who are more popular than me, unfortunately, to speak up on these type of things. I'm not going to be a hater because I actually do want to see change. And rising tides raise all ships. So if they see it, if their compadres see it, cool. And they influence their fan base to stop buying this shit. If they make it cool, cool. Just remember who said it first, guys. And remember how much hate he got when he said that shit, bro. Don't forget. But yeah, this is the final battle. I think this is the final battle. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun with Sparking Zero, but I understand why you hate that community. These motherfuckers don't know how to act. Yeah, at least with the Madden and 2K niggas, at least they wash their ass. Anime niggas, they buy the same game all the time. They get pimped out. They get tossed to the side like a little floozy. And they stink. You niggas was the anime commit. That's actually, a lot of y'all don't know. The reason I wasn't streaming mid last week and all through the weekend is because I flew out of town. I heard it was anime week in LA, the anime expo. So I purposely took a flight out of the fucking city to get away from you stank ass niggas. I heard y'all was gonna fucking be downtown just ruining the city. So I'm going down south for the anime expo. Get away from me. Fuck this game. What about to say? Oh, in other news, LA Smog and Must. The gamer subs is going stupid. But yeah, that's the final game. That's the final battle I'm in. Potential footage for the canceled Damian Wayne Batman game leaked online. For those unaware, there's been a rumored, it got canceled, but before we got Suicide Squad, originally Rocksteady was working on a new Arkham game that would star Damian Wayne, an older Damian Wayne, taking the Batman mantle. I think it was supposed to be kind of like Batman Beyond type shit based off the art that leaked online. But there's some gameplay footage that leaked right here. It said off the gamer subs. Potential leaked footage of the canceled Damian Wayne game, codenamed Black Sabbath. Can we go screen? Yeah, based off the suit. I found some artwork online that made, let me see if I can find it. Damian. I put it in the YouTube thumbnail. Wayne, Batman, Arkham. Can't really tell because that fucking footage is kind of blurry. But yeah, based off this artwork, because this is the concept art that leaked online on Reddit. I don't know if y'all can see that. It looks like they were doing some type of, it looks like the Batman Beyond suit, kind of. Something maybe in between, because it would have been him older in the future and Bruce would have been older. Should have made that game instead of fucking Suicide Squad. We're never getting that shit, bro. Yeah, it looks similar. It looks inspiration. It looks like they drew inspiration from Batman Beyond. Yeah, the suit is fire. I'm like, bro, we should have got this fucking game, bro. And it would have gave them some creativity with the city, different gadgets, different storyline and stuff like that. I don't think the nerds would have been upset if we made, instead of Terry, Damian Wayne, like some alternate timeline Batman Beyond type shit. It would have been cool. It would have been cool. But, you know, it is what it is. If you want to take a look at that footage, like, get a better look at it, I'll drop the link in the chat. So yeah, that's what I got for you right